to Abracadab-cast cue music.
Today we're talking about Burt Wonderstone the movie. Was it worth Michael Scott leaving the office? Did the office need to end at that point anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Also, a bit irrelevant to that, every shop closing during the holidays, it's really annoying. And Bayside cafes and more broadly Melbourne specifically burger restaurants, all being the same and they all taste like shit. So that's the topics for today. So we're going to start off with Burt Wonderstone as a movie. You might not have heard of this movie.
I don't think anyone has.
It's very popular on a plane.
No one ever that either of us talk to knows what Burt Wonderstone is. I always have to explain it. 2013, Steve Carell.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, Steve Carell leaves The Office, which is season 7 of The Office.
Wait, how many seasons are there? 9.
There's 9. Don't bother watching.
Why did they add on 2 more? They could have just ended.
Money. Gotta ride that wave. Anyway, he left to be in Burt Wonderstone, which is this random movie about a magician and his co-star Steve Buscemi.
We tried to watch it, but the internet... We were trying to scam it off the internet, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
So it was lagging.
But it's good, but no one knows what it is. And a lot of people that I surround myself in, like, office shitposting groups are, like, very annoyed that Steve Carell left The Office to do it because they think it's a shit movie. I don't think it is.
We disagree.
Conflict.
We think that it's an original movie.
So good.
It has a good cast.
Has a boy witch.
It's... reference from the first 1 minute. It's pretty timeless. Like, it's not like trendy or like... gay or something.
It's not gay. We are sponsored today by the...
Get expelled.
I don't go to school.
Literally, get expelled.
So London College, don't at me.
Year level meeting there.
Anyway, it's a really good movie, and yeah, no one else has seen it, but it's just basically like it's
basically.
Okay, so basically, it's like, I would say it's like Crazy Stupid Love, which is another movie that Steve Carell did, like, at the same time, like, right after he got out of The Office, I think.
Got out.
Got out. He hates The Office, actually.
Really?
He did an interview recently for Beautiful Boy, which is a movie with him and Timothy Chalamet, and they asked him about The Office, and he was like, he straight up was like, I'm so over The Office. And like, the interview was so annoying. She's like, everyone else isn't over The Office. Everyone loves The Office. And he was like, because he's trying to be like a serious actor. Anyway.
Yeah.
But it's like the same level of like funny and sort of random, like just one-time movie like Burt Wonderstone. But it's, I mean, like Crazy Stupid Love, but it's about a magician. But it has Jim Carrey in it as well.
It has a lot of good actors in it.
Yeah.
And a lot of good characters.
And the song Abracadabra.
Which is what the podcast is based on.
Oh, we did not explain.
I came up with this idea like a year ago.
And forgot about it. Because, no, in my Spotify countdown for like 2018, that song's in there because I was trying to explain. Like, because we were just like, oh, we should just talk about stuff. And then, like, there's not a specific niche of like Ice Road Truckers podcast or something. Like, it's not a specific topic.
No one's watching this, by the way. If you watch this and you're like, oh my god, I'm a magician, find this a podcast, and you thought that that's not what, this is literally the worst thing ever.
The correlation between the name and the content is
only this
it's
episode
just the song.
we're talking about it.
So yeah, I mean, I'm sorry any magicians that like fool themselves. Like, I don't know, I know some, but anyway.
Let's talk about like what. So we've talked about how good this movie is. It's not the most amazing movie, but I think it's a good movie. But why was it appropriate for Michael to leave? And also, they should have just ended The Office there.
Yes.
Anyway.
Oh,
it was
100%.
already... People like...
It peaked.
It peaked in like the 3rd season. People were like, oh, like... It was like dragged out in like the last 2 seasons. Yes, it was. There were some good characters, like Gabe.
Oh, Gabe's in it, like, he was in it like season 6. So it doesn't really like I don't know, the only good cat, like, Nellie's alright, the Scottish, but anyway, like, it already peaked, and then it was going downhill. Season 7 was still good, and then Michael left. And it was like the perfect time
to end it, and they didn't.
That's shaking. It was the perfect time to, like, stop The Office, and, like, have that last episode with his, like, final Dundies. And then they're like, you know what, let's just get Will Ferrell to come in and be the manager for, like, 3 episodes.
I haven't watched, like, a lot of the last few seasons.
It's not good.
But, like, it's not terrible, but it's just, it doesn't feel like you're watching The Office at all. It's, like, not the same show.
That's what I think the issue is also with, like, Parks and Rec, the last season, and the last 2 seasons of The Office, is, like, because they start out with the idea that's literally just, like, what if you had a stupid boss?
Yeah.
And, like, here's just a day in the office. And then there's literally, someone was talking about this, like, there's episodes in, like, season 8 and 9 where they're, like, going to, like, the baby's christening and, like, there's all this...
It gets way... The entire point of it, it's in an office. It's small. Like, that's the entire point of the show. And then it gets big.
It gets so, like, big
Parks
picture.
And Rec can do that because it was never trying to be small in the first place. But
that's
like,
true, because it was trying to be, like, government.
Yeah, it was trying to be... It was already a bit crazy at the start. But The Office, it was just like, it's not the right show to do that. Just end it and start a new show.
Yeah,
like,
it's so annoying. And also I hate Pam. And she gets, like, more prevalent because Michael
Jim and Pam
suck.
Is really out of place in the last few seasons.
Yeah, and, like, I don't know. Because they both... Those shows, like, in the last season, like, especially the last episode, like, they feel like they have to have, like, big conclusions. Every character needs to be, like, achieving a dream. Or, like, something big happens to them, like, Jim and Pam move away, like, Leslie becomes, like, the president by the end of, like, Parks and Rec. They don't need to have that. You could just finish, like, at the end. Like, Dwight's wedding is a good way to finish, but it doesn't have to have, like, everyone else, like, retiring or, like, achieving stuff. Like, Andy's on TV, and, like, that's all that the last 2 seasons are. So they should have just ended it when Michael left to do Burt Wonderstone. And it was a good time, like, for The Office to finish as well, because it already had 7 seasons. Parks and Rec finished with 7 seasons. And it didn't need to keep going after that. What?
Like, seriously, did a cut it. Anyway, okay, next topic.
Yeah.
Every shop closing during the holidays. So, this is really annoying.
This doesn't affect me. I don't care.
It's probably affecting people right now. People are probably trying to go... We just ordered Uber Eats and we got Nando's, but I wanted to get this Japanese place, but it was closed because of the holidays. Why? That's your peak time. And this is the issue. Everyone is out of work. Like, everyone's on holidays for work, right? Or school. Mainly work. This is, like, the issue. Everyone's off, so they're going to go out for dinner. They're going to buy shit from shops. But then all those shops and all those places to go out for dinner are closed. So everybody's sitting around doing nothing, and nothing's open. And it's like... Yeah. It's really annoying. So why do you need to close early on New Year's Day? What are you doing on New Year's Day?
Like, now. Recording a podcast.
Yeah, like, literally.
Yeah, I understand it with... Like, New Year's Day is the most stupid
The only thing I understand is Christmas. Nobody's shopping on Christmas.
Yeah, because you shouldn't be.
Unless you're, like...
a terrible person. But, like... call out. But, yeah, New Year's Day, like, that's not a holiday. It's just... It's the day after.
I got paid double, so I'm appreciative of that. But it's also just...
But you worked. The shop was still open.
Yeah. I don't understand... Like, I understand because people want to have a break, obviously. Like, it makes sense, but I hate it. And it's never gonna end.
It's never gonna end.
Yeah.
For the end of time.
It's really annoying. It's like, you can't even get, like, a coffee. It's like...
Oh, yeah.
Like, we had to get... We wanted to sit down for a coffee, and, like... This is really wrong.
This is, like, so niche. Like, do you live in North Brighton?
Do you live in my brain, right? No. But, like, we wanted to sit down to get a coffee at this, like, trendy cafes. We're going to talk about the next. At this trendy cafe, because you want to sit down at a trendy cafe. As much as...
Whoa!
Oh, no. Anyway.
Anchor.
I'm just getting really... So we had to get a coffee from... It's a good coffee place, but it's fugly. And I don't want to sit down at a fugly place. There's old people everywhere. I don't want to do it. So just sit on the street during my, like, lunch break from work. And it was annoying. I was like, why is this only one coffee shop open? Anyway, so, next topic.
This is, like, hits home. Because it affects people, but I feel like no one else recognizes that this is happening.
All cafes.
The cafes. There's, like... Okay, there's like this...
They're all owned by the same thing.
Yeah, no. Genuinely. Okay, so like, if you think about them, there's like, it's just a random like, generic burger place. Like, making a burger that's literally just like a bun, a patty, and cheese.
Yeah, burger. That annoys me more than Cafés.
And it's called like, you know, Mr. Burger, Top Burger, Mr. Man.
And it's all this 50s, like, diner. We have shakes. And the shake's shit. It's liquid milk with like 1 squirt of chocolate in it.
Liquid milk. As opposed to other milk.
It's so bad. I hate it. And like you go, okay, this is... Okay, the thing that kicked this off was Fat Bob's. I don't know, what road is that?
It's in Moorabbin. It's...
Fat Bob's in Moorabbin.
Yeah.
It has that like oldie 50s like...
nostalgia sort of vibe.
Right? They kind of had that, and then like there's a few more like that have been around for longer. But now there's so many that are coming up, and they all are like Betty's Burgers, like Bob's Burgers, like what is it? What's a kind of an old name like?
Jimbo's.
Yeah, Jimbo's.
Jimbo's fat burger thickums.
Fat fucking obese Jimbo's burgers.
No, they're all, a lot of them, like, there's like a boxing one, I think, in Elstonwick. Like, they're all just like, they take not the good food, they have shit food, but then they just copy in a worse way.
And it's all the same. The thing that I hate about the food is, for example, if you were to order a chicken burger, even if you prefer dark meat, you don't want dark meat in a chicken burger. That's foul. That's disgusting. Why would you have that? I go to these places and
I haven't had chicken.
They deep fry this disgusting, like, thigh that still has, like, cartilage in it. And they put lettuce on it that's, like, soggy. It's, like, not the right lettuce for a burger. It's not the right lettuce. They put too much mayo on it. I don't mind mayo, but you can't put too much on it. The bun gets soggy. It's not a good look. You put buns on it's a burger. And you have these, like, shit, soggy, flavourless chips, and you have a watery, thick shake that's not a thick shake. And you sit and they've got, like, red and white napkins.
Yes.
Like a stool.
And paper straws.
And it's, like, $40, and you're like...
Honestly, okay, fuck the environment. I don't care enough about the environment to drink out of a shitty paper straw.
No, and it's, like, a twirly one?
No, this is actually a conspiracy theory, because I was on the bus, like, yesterday. This morning, I'm on drugs. And both, like, Top Burger, which is one of these, like, pretty average grandpa's barbecue tasting shit house.
No, like, 18-year-old that, like, thinks that they're good at cooking, but they're not.
Yeah, it's not good. It has, like,
starting a business.
Has booths and, like, 4 different burger booths. Like, just sitting. They have boots. They have cowboy boots.
Why did you say that like B-O-O-D?
Boots. Anyway, yeah, and it's one of those, like, trying to be that 50s nostalgia. Oh, it's a burger and a shake and the fries, like the quintessential, you know, American.
And there's, like, black and white. But they're also, we were talking about this before, also, like, they're trying to be 50s, but they're also like, let's be like left-wing, like to the extent, I'm like, how can you have a 50s themed restaurant and have like gay marriage equality signs on the wall?
How can you have a 50s themed restaurant? I can't say that and like not have segregation.
But like, you know what I mean? It's just like, and like that. No, but it's like that Elstonwick, like, it's like that Elstonwick vibe of like everything is like politically correct, but in a burger place
that's set in the 1950s.
It's like there's too many things. The thing is, if this was one shop, whatever, but there's so many of them. I hate how many there are.
Yeah.
And they're bad. Like, if they tasted good, fine. And that's the thing, because when you think about, like, oh, food that's going to be really good, you think about American diner food, and you think it's going to be really good.
It never is.
And it never is. It's never good. The only good one is Fat Bob's in Moorabbin. That's the only good, that kind of...
Yeah, not
place.
Burgers, but like burgers that are trying to be
only,
like
trying to, like, we have an old-fashioned car photo on the...
And it's like, it's like all they have is like burgers, shakes, fries. Like,
and, oh my god, I can't go with shakes.
Yeah, I know. It's hard. But anyway, what I was saying...
Good shakes are Royale Brothers.
Royale Brothers is good.
Also, no, the burgers
but they don't have a restaurant.
Royale Brothers, if you... Oh my god, there's like one person. There's no one watching. Just going to the message. If you lived in, like, around where we are, which is, like, you probably do, you know about rail brothers. And, like, that kind of vibe is what we're talking about.
Yes.
The cars on the packaging.
Yeah.
And, like, the old, like...
But they're the only place that, like, does it fine.
It's like, no, I don't like their food that much.
Really?
No. They have really good fix shakes.
I think their beef burgers are good.
Shakes.
I think it's just because you have chicken.
Yeah. The chicken,
Okay. Anyway, I was started a tangent that I got distracted from. So Top Burger is what I was saying, one of the shit ones, like on Hampton Street. It's fine, but it's like next to Hampton Station.
No, I went there, it was shit.
Exactly.
At Lauren, you took me there and it tasted like shit. It was so bad. And they had like basketball playing. I'm like, why are you trying to be around?
Yeah. But so that one, I was going past in the bus and they had a sign in there. Actually, not even. I'm like tripping. We went to a cafe yesterday in Sandringham and it's like, go to our other locations. And the two other locations are Top Burger and this cafe called Cabin, which is like geometric shapes.
Oh my god.
And like,
oh my god.
It's the two stereotypes.
Every single Brighton cafe logo, either an arrow going through the word, or a triangle around the word, or a circle, and then like a barber shop sign for some reason.
Yeah, no, it's like a circle with a cross in the middle, and then like initials.
And it's something and co, like 50% of the time.
Larson
it's
and
somebody's
Co.
name 50% of the time.
Cabin.
Or it's some family member's name, like a sister or a brother.
Call out to little sister.
Yeah, call out little sister on Bay Street.
But yeah, and it was like the same two stupid, like, no originality trends in these two restaurants that are owned by the same people. The one, like, shitty burger wannabe place, and the other, like, geometric, weird font, trendy, fake plants on the table cafe. And they're both on Hampton Street.
How hard is it to get a real plant?
Apparently, it's millennials. They don't know how to garden. But yeah, so it doesn't... They're all owned by the same people, and they just suck. So yeah, Larson and Co. Is that a cafe?
Yes, Larson and Co. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
And it closes at like 1.
They all close at like 1:30.
Also, how good would a cafe be open at like 9 o'clock? Like, how good would that be? You go get like a coffee?
Are they not open at 9?
What do you mean? No, I mean 9 o'clock at 9. Not 9.
Oh, I was like, when do cafes open?
No, they open at like 6:30.
Yeah, that's
when
reasonable.
They close so early. Then it's so annoying because I'm like, that's why I
hate
hate
school.
like going to school, because I have like 2 options of places to get coffee after school. Because everything closes at like 3:30.
Yeah.
And also they're missing a market by doing that. Like, I understand it costs money to like open, but like, okay, whatever. What about like hairdressers? Is that like relevant? I hate hairdressers.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, just the audio. You've known that the whole time.
Cut. Okay. Something technical dish. Technical dish.
Oh my god, I was gonna say this before. Have you seen that video of Demi Lovato? And
what?
And someone's like, this is like when she's actually on heroin.
No, like it's like 5 years ago.
Someone's like, "What's your favorite dish? Like food dish?" And she's like, "A mug."
Wow, Demi Lovato.
She's like, they're like, "What's your favorite dish?" She's like, a mug, because like you can like hold it and like.
Why would you have a favorite dish? Like, someone's like, "What's your favorite like piece of like?"
She answered it so quickly. She answered it like it wasn't like she wasn't like confused. Like she answered it like straight away.
I love her.
Anyway,
it's the heroin.
Demi Lovato interruption.
I mean,
in the middle.
it makes sense that she likes something that's porcelain. But I'm kidding.
I don't even heroin.
Drug references.
Drug.
We had a technical dish. We had a technical issue. The issue being
we were filming it for half of it, but it's because I'm using.
No, but also it's only 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
So
also,
we have another.
We wildly overestimated the amount of time that it would take to have a conversation.
Yeah, well, I think
about
topics
like
are also kind of boring. Like we have other stuff.
This is a bit of we have like edgier topics.
Like what?
Like, what's the deal with homeless people? It doesn't sound as bad as you think.
Okay, this topic is...
No, we need to talk about hairdressers. That's for a different one. Okay. It doesn't go with it. Anyway, speaking of local establishments, Hairdressers. I hate going to hairdressers.
Yeah, I need to get a haircut and I've put it off for like 3 months.
I literally haven't gone to hairdressers in like a year. It's like, sorry. The reason why I don't like going to hairdressers is because who decided that it was like a social convention that when you go to the hairdressers, you have to have a conversation the entire time. The entire time. It is the worst thing in the world. I hate it so much. I don't know these people like, oh, like where do you go to school? Like, what's up? Like, I don't care. Like, why? Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to, like, why? Like,
imagine
I don't
having
understand why.
that kind of personality. Like, is there any introverted hairdresser in the entire world?
No, but it's just like, why? But that's the thing, because why do you have to be, like, a talkative person to even be a hairdresser? Why is that even, like, a requirement anyway?
Because the customer service is all in the quality of your cutting. It shouldn't be in the quality of your conversation.
I don't care about your cosmetology degree. Like, seriously, it's so annoying. Anyway, so story time. Like, I went to that. This was like a year ago or something. I was like over a year. Like, way too long.
When did you cut your hair last?
Way too long. Like, actually, way too long. And like, they were like, so I don't think that I have social anxiety. I mean, I might have, I don't know, maybe, sometimes I'm like...
Probably, yes.
Like, I don't think I do anymore.
No, yeah, I think that's just because no one ever let you talk. And then you were like, I have to talk now?
No, it's not even that, I don't know. But like, so I'm there, I'm sitting in the chair, and like, they're talking to me. And like, okay, so the reason why I said I don't think I have social anxiety, because if I did, like, think about this, like, if someone did have like,
An anxiety,
issue, even just anxiety in general.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there and they're like, oh my god, you seem really, like, they're like to me, like, oh, you seem really anxious, like.
Ew!
Like, so many times, like, literally, like, 8 times
I didn't know that.
of, like, an hour and a half. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, first of all, how am I even supposed to reply to that? I was like, no, fine. But, like what is the point of saying that? Like, what am I supposed to do in that situation?
Oh, that's so weird.
That's the thing, like, it wasn't...
You seem really anxious. I'll be
you
seem...
you seem really fucking bored right now, guys. Why are you even a hairdresser? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yes, I do know who you're talking about. Fuck. It's so... Yeah, that's, like, such a weird question. I'd be like, oh, yeah, you seem really, like, suicidal. Like, maybe you should act on that.
Really fugly right now.
You seem really excessively and stupidly tattooed. How's that going?
It was just, like, really, like, I was like,
ew.
If they said it...
More than once as
like,
well?
No, it was more than once. If they said, like, oh, like, are you okay? But they said, you seem anxious, like, literally, like, over, like, 2 times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why am I here? Like, what is the point of it? I don't care. I'll just fucking cut my hair off, like...
Yeah, because I had to get my hair dyed, and that's, like, a 3-hour process. I was there for so long. And, like... all they can talk about is, like, themselves. It's weird, because it seems like they're trying to, like, talk to you and, like, just trying to get you talking so that you aren't bored, but they just want to talk about themselves. Like, she asked me, like, one question. She's like, oh, like, where do you want to study next year? And I was like, oh, whatever, like, Melbourne Uni. And she just goes off in this, like, 40-minute tangent about, like, I got into uni and then it wasn't good for me, and, like... I found myself when I dyed my friend's hair. When I dyed my friend's hair.
With henna in India.
And then I'm here and now I cut hair and I'm a 32-year-old woman and I've just found myself and I'm engaged to my girlfriend. But like that, they just want to talk about themselves and I'm like, fuck, just cut bitches' hair.
I don't even necessarily blame hairdressers in general. Like,
it's the culture
that experience. Yeah, no, the culture. And I also hate blaming society. I hate people blaming society for things. And like, what do you mean by that?
Society.
Like, no, yeah, like literally, like, but like, they're like, oh my god, it's like society's fault that we're all like killing ourselves in like 2018. I'm like, what do you mean by society? Like, what do you mean by that? Do you mean like if everyone is in the society? Like, everyone is responsible if you're saying it's society. Like, I feel like that's such an easy thing to just be like, to just dismiss something. It's like, oh, it's like society's fault. Because like,
fix yourself.
There's no like root, like, cause that you can like actually change about that. If it's society.
You just be like, society, be different. And then everyone else will be like, I'm not in that society. I don't know what you're talking about. And then they can just be like,
but yeah.
yeet.
even though I hate saying that, I think it's like this weird social thing of like, why do you have to talk to people? And that's the thing, that's also really weird. You don't have to talk to people while you're getting your nails done.
That's because they're all, like, Korean.
Yeah, that's true.
They talk about you. But yeah, no, that is true. And nails takes longer, and it's so much more of an intimate process because you're, like, across from them as well.
Even if they don't speak a different language, I feel like it's not, they don't talk to you. I feel like it's different.
They just ask you square or round really quickly under their breath, and you're like, yes, and then you fuck up your nails.
But I feel like you've gotten your makeup done, right? Do they do that?
Yes. I've only gotten it done once. It's not as much because they're, like, so focused on, like, not fucking it up, especially because, like, it was for formal and, like, they would know that someone would be, like, traumatized if they, like, fucked shit up. So she didn't really talk to me that much, but she's also, like, she was, like, more, like, my age and, like, wasn't the type of person that's a hairdresser. So even though she'd talk, like, they know when, like, enough is enough. Yeah. And they can, like, stand to, like, sit in silence and not be like, are you anxious or something?
Like, what? No, seriously. That was so weird. I was like, never coming back here, first of all. That's like, what is wrong with silence? Like, silence is only awkward if you make it awkward.
Like, well, no one's
talking
right now.
Like, this is so awkward. like XD. Like, ew. Like, this is, like, what's, like, an emoji that would,
like to the team.
Like the zigzag mouth. Like, this is so awkward, zigzag mouth.
Is a zigzag mouth emoji?
Yeah.
Like, zipped up? Or
like zipped.
No, the one that's, like, the teeth and it's like,
No, I'm looking at it. Yeah, like, this is, like, teeth. Yeah, teeth.
Teeth boys. Yeah, no.
And I'm like, you just making it awkward by, like, that's the thing. I wasn't even particularly anxious during that time, but when they said that, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what am I supposed to say to that?
So hairdressers stop talking to people.
Hairdressers, like, become robots.
Yeah, what the fuck?
No offense to aspiring hairdressers, but, like, turn into a cyborg and then you have a career. Like, not my problem.
It's not my problem. Well, it is kind of stupid. I don't, like, why can't people just, like...
It's also,
it's so expensive.
No, it's so expensive
for what it is.
So
you get, like, a quarter of a...
I'm like, I literally could just do this myself. Like, literally.
Lawnmower time.
Unless you're dyeing your hair. But, like,
I
also
dye
just,
my
like,
hair.
box dye.
Yeah. I mean, like, who cares if you fuck it up? Just shave your head.
Oh my god, we need to talk about, like...
What?
Like, annoying teenagers. But then I feel like that's kind of, like...
like, what?
That's, like, annoying...
Genre of annoying teenagers?
Like, annoying, like, shaved head, like... What is that, like... What's that nose piercing that's, like, between the nostrils?
Septum piercing.
Septum piercing, shaved head, dyed blonde.
Shaved and dyed.
Shaved and dyed. Like, buzz cut. But it's a girl. That genre just...
Yikes.
No, that's actually a good topic to talk about, but, like, not in this one.
Okay.
So, just not talking about it then.
Okay.
So, I don't know where you're listening. Where would someone be listening to this?
Well, because the camera that I shouldn't mention because there's no footage.
No, what if we put it on YouTube but it's just a loop of Abracadabra? Like, it's just a loop of Steve Carell.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So, wherever it is.
Wherever you're watching or listening to this, I'm seriously not kidding. I will...
I will what?
Too many words.
Too many words. Oh, BCE students, am I right?
Because we sound the same. Does it sound like someone's just
That's what I was going to say. So
does it sound like someone's just talking to themselves? And like,
that's a good question.
At one time.
Okay, a question for anyone who gets somehow half an hour into this pointless conversation. Does it sound like one person is just yelling at themselves? Because I don't know how alike we sound. And also...
Have we even said who we are?
No. My name... I can't say my name is Jeff. I can't make a callback to a meme from 2014. It's now 2019.
That was so long ago.
It's 5 years ago.
Also, okay, this is another topic. This is a spare of my topic.
We're like in the middle of the...
I didn't do anything for New Year's Eve. Is anyone surprised? It's literally anyone's surprised.
Yeah, leave it in the comments. Are you surprised that Georgie didn't do anything yesterday?
No.
No.
This is I've never done anything. But this actually never done anything. Like, actually nothing. I just sat in my bed. I waited, like, a minute after 12 so I could see people's Snapchats.
Wow. I mean...
And then I went to sleep, and it was so good. I was like, I'm so glad I didn't walk down to the beach and get a shit angle of the fireworks.
It's not worth it. Don't go to the beach.
I don't like New Year's Eve as a holiday. Well, I mean, it's okay. I'm not, like, against it. I don't hate it. Like, I don't care. Do whatever you want, but it's just, like... There's no... Gay. I don't get the... Like, whatever. It never feels like the New Year. We were saying this before. It doesn't feel like the New Year until you're, like, halfway through the next year.
Until June.
Yeah, and it definitely doesn't feel like it until the start of school.
The second that you get used to, like, 2018, then it's, like, Christmas time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, welcome, 2019.
I'm just, like, freaked out. The reason why I'm freaked out is because next year...
This year?
No, 2020.
Oh. Ew.
Is
2020
the year that, like, all the, like, really... Like, you know, canned food stays around for ages, and, like, the use, like, this was when I was, like, 4, I was, like, reading the can.
Yeah!
And it was, like, expires 2020, I was like,
that's so... a lot of shit. I think I have stuff, like, in my room, and it's, like, expires 2020.
And it's been around for, like, 30 years.
Yeah.
But, like, now it's, like, actually
maybe that's just the day that everyone... Oh, my God, the plague. It's just in, like, the canned food that is expiring
2020, the plague.
Next year. Well, you know what? Start your own experiment at home.
Opening cans of food.
In 2020. That's so fucking weird. I didn't realize that. Anyway.
And also, you turned 20. That's disgusting.
No, I didn't turn 20 till, like, the end of 2020.
But you still... That's where the year starts.
Yeah, no, this is my last year of being a teenager.
No, what? Oh, yeah.
2019. Well, I mean, most of 2020. I'll be 19, but...
Barbie 19.
Barbie 19. Cool, so we're having a streak live on it.
Live.
Welcome to the live broadcast that one person will watch 3 minutes
on,
of.
Like, the Sandy Primary Radio.
Oh, wow, this is too niche of a reference. Great, good to record that.
Yeah, no, but I went to sleep after New Year's, and I was like, that's cool.
That's great. That was really necessary and to the end when we
that
tried
was
to...
such an interesting story. I went to sleep.
That's what the title's going to be.
Story time.
Abracadab-cast number 1, I went to sleep.
I went to sleep on
And you have to listen to the entire end to see what happens. Don't.
I, like, genuinely would be surprised if one person got this far.
If you're that one person...
Who are you?
Yeah.
Who is that? Hi, nobody.
Okay, great. So that's...
This is...
How long ever... Yeah, this is awful. It's 36 minutes, that's fine.
This is the most incoherent... That was way too long for a silence.
That's fine. I'm going to go back through and I'm going to cut shit.
This is the most incoherent, like, mesh of ideas that aren't related in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Recap. Burt Wonderstone.
Watch it.
Burt Wonderstone was worth My Scott Leaving the Office. You should watch it if you haven't watched it already. You'll probably, if you ever go on a plane, it'll be on the plane. I hate that all places are shut during the holidays because everyone wants to go to places during the holidays, but then they're all shut.
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. It's like a paradox. I hate cafes that are all the same and more because cafes that are all the same, they taste fine. But burger places, they all taste like shit and they're all the same and they're trying to be 1950s but like also lefty.
And bonus topic, Georgie didn't do anything yesterday for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, so the bonus, no, and hairdressing.
Oh,
we also
two bonus topics. Whoa. Imagine, like, you got more than you paid for.
Way too many topics in like one thing.
It's fine.
It's too many.
No one's listening.
That's just like what it sounds.
Okay. Well, that's great. So,
but
Abracadab by